Well, Patricia, thank you so much for helping with my project. Could you say a little bit about yourself?
Thank you for having me here, Nathan. Well, I am a school teacher. I am second grade teacher. I'm a person that loves space, about the space exploration, and I love to share with others all about the space. I have a science channel with a group of people, and we like to share about all about science information. And I'm in charge of the is all about the space information. So every day new things to learn and every day new things to share with people.
Yeah, totally. So how did you get interested in space?
Well, um it's kind of a long story, but I'm gonna make it short. I had an accident and it was like a year in bed. So during that time I started exploring about space, and I found very important information that I was interested in, and I didn't like. I really liked that. So I started an Instagram blog. It's called Space That Eccentric, but I know there's another important page called like that. I at the beginning I didn't know I have another. There was another page like that, but I started with that, and in Spanish. I'm from Colombia, so it was interesting for me to share this information to reach Hispanic audiences. So I tried to make it bilingual, so more people started to attach to this blog. And another thing is that I live in Merritt Island, just a few minutes from the Kennedy Space Center, and I realized that I was very lucky to be in the place where I am because I am able to see all the launches from my doorway, and I really wanted to invite the people uh, to see all what I'm seeing and all the information I was getting every day, and in that way everything is started.
How long have you been doing your blog and your YouTube channel?
My blog is like about 2 years, and for my science group is called Acme. Alguien que me explique. About a year.
I've kind of had this dream of trying to learn Spanish and eventually being able to conduct an interview like this in Spanish, maybe before the end of the project. So I had to
Uh-huh.
definitely check out your YouTube channel to become familiar with, um, kind of like the science words.
Yeah, for sure. You're very welcome to be there.
Um, it's interesting. You said that you had an accident and you were in bed reading about space, and that's how you got interested. Did you
Yeah,
know Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX, after he sold um, his company, I think it was
PayPal.
was it PayPal or the one before that, Click2, but at some point in his life, he had malaria and he was really sick, and you know that um, he had like a kind of a clarifying moment where he's like, either I can, just go and spend money and be like a rich person, or I could go do something meaningful in my life. And so I just think that's kind of an interesting um, parallel.
Yeah, totally. And it's very important, all the amazing things that he has done. So he was a student and now the person he is now. And part of the interviews I have done in my channel is about reaching your goals, reaching your dreams. And Elon Musk is one of our best examples for this, and as many people, of course. But like in the space topics and everything, he is the best example for this. So definitely, what it was like impossible someday now is very possible, and he's going farther than the possibilities that we already have to go to space with new technologies, with new ways to um, to reach farther distances. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, it is really amazing. I mean, today we don't even pay attention to Falcon 9 first stage boosters landing on drone ships out in the middle of the Atlantic. It's almost expected. In fact, the news is no longer it landed. The news is, oops, 1 out of 20 didn't land, and it's kind of surprising. It went from being ridiculous to happening to being expected, all within like 3 or 4 years.
Yes, and he's making all different kind of technologies that are helping to make the landing better. And I don't know if you knew that he was catching the fairings with some nets with mystery and mischief. Now he saw that wasn't that good for him, and now he has another way to catch them, and it's much better and more affordable. So all his project is based like in do the things better and with less resources, with more economical ways to do it. So that's why NASA is so interested in his projects, and NASA is very interested in how sorry, to get the first man and woman on the moon, and partnership with these private companies.
It's funny, the first woman and the next man landing on the moon. Um, it makes a lot of sense to me. But I was interviewing a high school girl, and she's like, "Is it a dating show or what's like?" I know it kind of sounds a little funny, the first
Uh-huh.
woman and the next man. It's like,
Yeah, it's amazing, and I think we are going to see that very soon. Unfortunately, we at least in my generation, I couldn't see that wonderful news about landing on the moon and the first walk. Nothing about that. Everything I have seen about that is on books, is on videos. But now I'm gonna have the chance to see it by myself, to witness it.
yeah, Jim Bridenstine, the previous NASA administrator, he was born in 1975, which was 3 years after the last time we went to the moon, 1972. He was
Mhm.
the first and so far only NASA administrator that wasn't alive whenever people went to the moon. Of course, the current NASA administrator, Senator Nelson, he was alive during that time, but it's kind of interesting. I think there are more people alive now that have not seen the moon landing than have, for sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we are very lucky for that, that we are going to see it. 2024, we don't know. Hopefully.
Well, even if it's 2025, I still be thrilled,
Uh-huh. Yeah, of
Just
course. It's not gonna be that far from 2024, but it's like the range.
yeah,
Yeah.
just as long as it's not like 2040 or 2050, that would be too far.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, what I hear is that, yeah, on Monday, well, did you know that NASA has chosen SpaceX for the human landing system, to partnership with that?
I did, and they were awarded like between $2 to $3 billion to, build um, a test article, fly it to the moon, and bring it back. And then, the national team and Dianetics both challenged that, and NASA's just ordered them to stop work on it pending the resolution of those challenges.
Yeah, well, as I told you, SpaceX is doing better technology with more affordable prices, and they have to challenge that. They have to give, I don't know, maybe they have to give better chances to NASA to be affordable, because it's too expensive what they are offering. So that's why they chose NASA, SpaceX, for that purpose. So yeah, that
And
was the last news I hear about it.
NASA is not the only program trying to send people to the moon. I mean, SpaceX is also planning to send people around the moon. on a Starship for that Dear Moon project. I was wondering what you thought about that.
Uh, well, I don't know so much about it, but I've heard that already 4 people was chosen for Inspiration 4, and they are very lucky people too, because they are going to have the experience of being out of in the lowest orbit. So yeah, it's so good that now it's not only more people can reach the skies now, the outer space, with the private companies. Now, if you wanna do it by yourself, you have to save a lot of money because it's not that cheap.
That's true. That's true, but I think the price is going to come down. At one point, flying on airplanes was only for rich people too, and then once the technology got perfected and scaled out, there is a company in Europe where you can fly between two European cities for like 12 euros. It's just like
Mhm.
ridiculously low price. And then here in the US for, less than $1,000, you pretty much could get any place you want to in the world.
Exactly. Absolutely. This is a beginning of something spectacular. And I bet a lot of people is going to do it. And going to space is not cheap. And they have to find money however it is, even if it is with tourism, space tourism, or just finding another ways to work with NASA and space projects. So yeah, we are very lucky about that. You know that we maybe sometime we can go and see the outer space, but with our eyes.
Well, and Blue Origin, they have their New Shepard system. Have you heard anything about this?
Yeah, they are in the same space career with the private companies, and they are achieving nice things with the new capsule, and it's a crew capsule too, right? So yeah, I have heard that they are doing a lot of great successful tests with that.
Yeah, people have been wondering when can people actually fly on it, and they just opened up a sign-up sheet for people who are interested to be informed, um, when the tickets become available. So it seems they're getting closer.
Yeah, of course, is there are new technologies that need to be tested more before before they start sending people. But I think if they made the step of sending people, is because now their systems are uh, working in the correct way to do it. It's like SpaceX; they are not able to send people to the moon if they know that all the equipment and all the hardware is working in a correct way to do it. So yes, it's very interesting all about that we can go someday very soon.
Now, not everybody is supportive of our efforts to go back to the moon, our space exploration. They're like, we have so many problems here on Earth with global climate change and poverty and hunger and, social justice and, lots and lots of issues. And they're like, what's the point of spending all this money to send a few astronauts to the moon when we have all these other things? And I was just kind of wondering how you think about that um, situation.
Yes, it's very difficult all about that, but I think the only way to explore new things um, needs a lot of investment. And unfortunately, we cannot, if we want to do that, we cannot invest all the money in all the needs that of course this earth needs. And if we want to do it, we have to. But I think government, all, I don't know, it's like a political issue, because I think all the governments must have very clear politics about how to help others, how to help the people in need, and how to help other studies on Earth. I'm pretty sure Biden's administration wants to uh, create more resources for Earth science and more about our house, right? Instead of invest all the money for space exploration. And yeah, if all the countries are more focused in poverty and how to improve certain things, things should be better. And it doesn't mean that we have to stop searching other things that can open new windows for other opportunities. One of the things that of the purposes of Elon Musk is if we can open the window for Mars and create like a Mars village of humans in there, is because he wants to ensure that humankind don't disappear. You never know. An asteroid or the same thing that happened many centuries ago can destroy us, and that's it. So all these kind of programs can ensure us to open new views for our stability in a different way. Of course, it's not going to be our home, but it can be like a part of a solution to avoid to the extinction of humans.
Yeah, and not only humans too. Elon recently tweeted that he could see the day when extinct species of plants and animals might actually be preserved or alive on Mars, but no longer here on the Earth. It's kind of a radical thought.
Yeah, it's the beginning of a great idea, I think so.
And it's not just the asteroid. Most recently, we had the pandemic. Can you imagine having a set of humans completely isolated from each other? I mean, it would take 6 months to get to Mars. Surely you would know in that time if those people were infected with something, and it would provide a kind of like a buffer between different pockets of humanity.
Hmm. Yes, so it's good to have like different ideas of what can happen in the future and what is plan B, what's plan C, and other plans that in our minds can be like, how come they're gonna do that? But every day the advances in technology and everything, they are showing that we are capable to do that and more.
And when you look at humanity 500 years from now, do you think we're still like on the Earth as like little trips that we're making to these places, or do you think humanity's ultimately spread out beyond the Earth? And we have people living on the moon and on Mars and the moons of Jupiter and the moons of Saturn, and we've created these huge structures in space, and we've sent like probes that take hundreds of years to go to other star systems. I mean, how far do you think we would have gone in 500 years?
Um, well, new technologies are impressing us a lot. As you notice, the the probe that was the not the probe the let me organize my ideas. So Perseverance uh, have very important um, experiments. One of those is how to become how to produce oxygen in a death environment like Mars, and they did. They discovered that they can some of the environment can provide can be changed to oxygen with a special machine they have. And they are discovering that now something can fly in an environment, in a rough environment like Mars. And those are the things that they are very big leaps, like for humankind, that we didn't expect that could happen. So if I think like humankind for the next centuries, we are going to have many important things done to survive in any other environment. I told you, sometimes people can say, well, this is impossible, but they are showing that it's not impossible. Of course, the nature of our planet Earth, took many centuries to become the planet Earth, to have water, to have oxygen. It's a process that took so many years and a lot of time, that maybe with new technologies we can accelerate that process in any other part, or we can do it in a different way, like in an artificial uh, environment. But humankind mind is very challenging, and if they don't have the the projects right now, they are going to have it very soon on how to uh, challenge new situations, and how they can do nice things to survive.
Yeah, what is the saying? Necessity is the mother of invention. So
Exactly.
these these people on Mars and space are going to have so many needs that we can't even imagine right now, that it's going to drive them to look at things completely differently.
Exactly.
So that city on Mars, um, let's say, Elon is successful with his Starship, and he actually is sending equipment and people to Mars, and they're starting to actually build that city, and it's open for people to go and immigrate to. Do you see yourself as one of those people?
I don't think so. I love my planet, and I can go to the moon. It's very close, and come back. Nothing like Mother Earth. So I admire all the people that can do that. I have a family, and it's difficult for me to think to be far away from my family and do that. Or even if I go with my family, all this is new. So nothing is going to ensure that I can come back so far. But I hopefully I have all my best vibes for that they can do it without any kind of loss.
What type of person do you think would want to do that?
I admire the people that have the courage to uh, to go to new paths like that, in that condition.
Uh, do you know anybody that would you think might be willing to do that?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, but unfortunately, I'm not. I think I don't have that. I mean, if I want to, if someone tell me, okay, uh, you can go to Mars and live there, and no, no, it's not my project. As I told you, I can go to visit the moon and come back.
Yeah, the thing about living on Mars is you can never go outside and experience the weather or anything. You'd always be in like a container of some type, either
Exactly,
a building or a spacesuit. And wearing a spacesuit is nothing like a mask. People are like,
exactly.
"Oh my gosh, I can't wear a mask." Put them in a spacesuit for a few minutes. Let's see how they feel.
Yeah, it's like kind of freedom. You are free in here. You can go out from your door, from your house, and breathe. You can find the beach. You can find the plants. You can breathe. Many things. Uh, in there, if you need all the tools to survive, because you're not gonna live very well. You have to survive there. And if something fails, well, nothing guarantees you your life in there.
Yeah. And I think you probably have to replicate that sense of openness and freedom by creating these huge open spaces where you have like these artificial environments where people can go and feel like they're outside, even though they're not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I love my planet Earth and fan number one of this planet, even when we are not doing so well with our planet. But in the same way that humankind is building something different outside to survive, I think, and I have that faith that something awesome is going to happen in here to reduce contamination and to somehow heal the earth, heal our planet.
As some people say, we haven't explored the Earth enough. That I even heard the claim that we know more about the moon than we do about the bottom of the ocean. I'm not entirely sure what that means, actually, because I don't think we know all that much about the moon. Um, but I was wondering what you think about that, the opportunities to do more exploration here on Earth. What do you think uh, that looks like?
There are many things that we don't know in our planet. We don't know exactly how is the deepest part of the ocean. We know some, but every time we discover something new too, like the same as in space. So I think all what we have uh, outer is farther from our sky is the same that we have underneath in our planet. There are
Hmm.
many things to discover, and we have to create that technology because we have to make new technology to go down farther and discover new things that we absolutely ignore, and for sure. So in the same way that we can invest exploring outer space, we can explore our planet.
Yeah, talking about exploring our planet, one of the projects that SpaceX has been doing has been Starlink, this this set of satellites, thousands of them around the Earth, providing high-speed internet access every place. I was thinking, somebody like you or I, we could actually create like a remote control boat that was hooked up with high-speed internet that we could actually go and explore the oceans without ever leaving our place.
Yes, that's another topic. It's very complex. Yeah, it's very interesting about the Starlink, but in the same way, I love SpaceX and all what they are doing, but there are other things that make me think. Well, we are talking about um, the trash in space, how it is affecting now the missions that we already have in there, and how we are going to handle that because those Starlink have a period of time, so they are not forever. So when they shut down, they have to find out a way to pick up all the trash and I don't know, burn it into in the atmosphere or do something to that. But of course, we have to find another ways um, to search our Earth, our planet, and find different ways to see what we have in here and how we can be better human humans with our planet, sorry. And yeah, everything is money. Everything needs uh, money to to do all those projects. And sometimes the governments don't do that. The countries don't do that. So hopefully we can have that surprise in some part of our lives that we can discover more interesting stuff in our planet.
Well, I really appreciate the time. I was wondering, is there anything that I know we talked about a lot of topics, but is there anything that you wanted to talk about that we didn't get to?
No, basically what we talk is like the everything that we have been living recently about the space exploration, and hopefully we can see the next man and woman into space on the surface of the moon. There are many topics to talk about that. We someday we can talk about mining the moon. That's another topic that I'm very concerned, and how the politics, what are the rules that those programs are going to obey to make it in a good way. We cannot be irresponsible exploring other worlds if we are going to destroy them, and we need certain rules to do it in a correct way. And it's it's like all the countries are able to put hands on it, but we need control of that.
Well, I hope someday to actually get see a real life launch over there at the Kennedy Space Center. So maybe we could meet up for coffee or something
Sure,
on Merritt Island and watch the launch and discuss the moon mining.
sure. That should be nice, Nathan.
I almost got to see the Demo 1 launch. My son and I drove out there a couple of days
Ah,
before, and
uh-huh.
then it got canceled or postponed because of weather. And he had some tests the next week, and the weather looked even worse on the weekend. So we ended up coming all the way back and watching it on streaming. So that was kind of
Ah,
disappointing, but kind of
yeah.
interesting trip too.
For the demo one or demo two?
A demo, oh, I guess demo 2, the one with the people, with
Ah, okay, demo
Bob
two.
and demo 2. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So
that was awesome. I had the opportunity to be at the Kennedy Space Center with that launch. It was awesome. The people was like crazy. Wow, they were screaming because all that is like a patriotic feeling. Or when you are seeing a very important football game and you won, that was like the feeling was like a lot of excitement in that moment. And everything, the scenario, the sky was very dark, all the flames of the rocket, it made it awesome and magical. And yeah, it was very nice. I had the opportunity to be there. Yeah.
uh, you'll have to give me some tips on what the best viewing location is. So if we come, but maybe the Kennedy Space Center is the best, I guess.
Yeah, every time that we have those kind of launches, you can buy some tickets for the viewing experience. Um, for the other launch, for the Crew 2, they open up again the other side of the Kennedy Space Center that was closed.
Mm.
Now the buses can go closer to the like it's closer to the VAB, so the people can experience that from there. And there's another launch site view in the Kennedy space. It's not that closer than the other one, but you can still see it very, very nice from there.
I think all the focus is on Starship SN-15. Will it be able to land and not explode? That's the key thing.
The SM-15, yeah. Uh, I think that this week they're gonna have another test.
I think it was supposed to be yesterday, but the weather wasn't good.
Uh-huh.
So I think they're all ready to go. Just
Yeah.
need good weather.
Let's see. Let's
The
see how it works.
SN11 was a little disappointing in the sense that it was so foggy. You couldn't even see it.
Yeah, you couldn't see. Yeah, I have seen some like animations of what could happen in there, but yeah, it was a big explosion. There's a lot of debris, like kilometers away from there, from the launch pad, and yeah, it was difficult. But the good thing is that they know how what are the limits of those of the hardware they have, and they are improving. They are making improvements. So that's why I think SpaceX is going to be ready for going to go to the moon very soon too.
And SN10 showed that they can land. They just have to land a little gentler. and make the
Mm-hmm.
ship a little bit better. So it's sort of just a matter of perfecting it. So it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and
Thank you,
I
Nathan.
I look forward to meeting up sometime for lunch in Kennedy Space Center, or even better yet, whenever we start launching people out of Brownsville, Texas, you have to come over here.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, you're very welcome to come here someday, and yeah, for sure, it's gonna be a nice experience to see the launch from here.
Awesome. Well, have a good rest of your Saturday, and
You
talk
too,
to you
Nathan.
soon.
Okay, thank you so much.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.